It's an honor to be here and speaking as from the Finnish Defense Forces and especially for the Finnish Army. I'm working in 2 kilometers away from here in Army Command, and especially for the days like these, I usually work in the cave and do the computer and desktop work. So it's really refreshing to be here. So Finnish Army Unmanned Systems, and this is my agenda for it, and then of course, and then it's a picture from one of our FPV operator. What about myself? I'm an Army aviator background since 25 years with unmanned managed systems, fixed wing training, and then the different types of helicopter. 3,000 hours with manned aviation, and now as a hobby, and of course when we are building up the unmanned capability for the Finnish Army, I'm also testing those equipment for drones and the UGVs, ground vehicles, and the aerial vehicles for those. That's about it. And then, changing the battle space and drone revolution as you have seen it. And those are the main topics for those. And the end of surprise. To understand why the Finnish Army is pivoting, we must look at the battlefield has become transparent. According to what we've seen in the Ukraine and recent studies, by the sheer density of drones means that any movement within the 10 or 15 kilometers of the zero line is detected. Within the minutes, every individual is a target. And up to 70 kilometers, and it will go longer in coming months, every vehicle is a target. The fog of war hasn't disappeared, but it has come much thinner. For the force like ours, which relies on the concealment and maneuver in the forest, the fundamental shift. This is a fundamental shift. Yeah, if you can be seen, you can be hit. And of course, the compressed kill chain. The most significant change is the sensor-to-shooter link. In traditional warfare, spotting a target and engaging in the artillery could take minutes or 10 minutes. Today, digital integration allows the drone operator to pass coordinates directly to artillery battery or loitering ammunition in very short notice, talking about seconds or immediate strike. This kill web, as analysts call it, it means the static positions are now dead traps, and the forces us to rethink the doctrine and dispersal of constant movement. And then, of course, the attrition and economics of war. Ukraine has shown that quantity has quality of its own. Studies indicate that certain stages Ukraine was losing up to 10,000 drones per month. This highlights the shift of using a few expensive extinguished platforms to thousands of attributable of disposable systems. We are talking about 500 euro FPV drone destroying multi-million euro main battle tanks. This cost asymmetry is a lesson from every modern army. We need to be able to produce and lose systems at scale without breaking the national budget. Then, of course, the electronic warfare arms race. Finally, we cannot talk about drones without talking about electronic warfare. The battlefield is now contest of the electromagnetic spectrum. Drones constantly involving counter-jamming through the frequency hopping and increasing AI-driven terminal guidance. The technological lead in this space is measured in weeks, not in the years, like we have used to it. This rapid cycle of innovation is something that Finnish Army is now integrating its procurement and training cycles. However, we must carefully not to fall in the trap of technical determinism. The threat from the conventional weapon systems has not disappeared, and it's merely adapted. As we see in the Ukraine, drones alone cannot hold the ground. You still need the protected mobility of main battle tanks, sustained volume of tube artillery, the most importantly, the boots on the ground. Drones have made the battlefield more lethal, which actually increase the equipment for the traditional capabilities like armored protection and fortified positions. And then to Army unmanned system capability development. Finnish Army is operating from those lessons. Our vision for the 2030 is clear. We are building a layered combat resilient unmanned capability that isn't just an add-on, but fundamental part of our land operations. To achieve this, we have centralized our expertise. The Body Brigade act as a hub of excellence. It's responsible for training, testing, and developing tactics. Especially one of its battalions is expanding its role. It's moving beyond traditional aerial reconnaissance to master heavy and medium weight kinetic systems, focusing on integrated fires. But it doesn't stop at the specialized units. The goal is increase number of those systems across all army units. We are implementing the layered approach, organic squad company level asset for immediate recce, strike and support, specialized company battalion level system recce and precision fires. Our training is already decentralized. Drone training is currently active in every garrison around Finland. Because the technology cycles are now measured in months, not in decades, our Army Research Center has established a dedicated sector and research for unmanned systems. We realized that the life cycle of these systems are shortening. Our procurement strategy is shifting towards rapid integration capability. We need to be able to update, innovate, and adapt existing technology on the fly. Of course, like we are here now, our strength lies in the Finnish defense model. We are working close with the National Defense Training Association to ensure our reservists maintain and grow their expertise. By bridging the gap between academia, private sector, and the military, we ensure that the Finnish Army remains a formidable force in unmanned area. And then, for example, from the testing event is the Arctic Strike 26. With the international cooperation, is a key milestone in an Arctic test and demonstration event. This event will be held in Rovajärvi in November this year. This isn't just a drill, it's a certification event. We are bringing together partners from Sweden, Norway, US, UK, Europe, and Ukraine, alongside with the Finnish Defence Forces Aerospace Industries BIAL. But that's the big event, but we do have a test and demo events every month. If you are interested, you can contact me. To the conclusion. To wrap up my today's presentation, I want to leave you a few core thoughts where the Finnish Army is headed. First, we must view drones as not a replacement, but an evolution. As we dismiss the threat of conventional artillery and armor remains, our goal is a great, seamless integration where the drones provide the eyes, the AI, the analyze, and traditional heavy system provide the decisive effect with the new unmanned system and strike capabilities. Second, we are embracing agility as a doctrine. The lessons from Ukraine and the research show us that being the high-tech isn't enough. You have to be fast tech. We have to ensure that we don't just buy a system for today, but build a pipeline for the future. Third, the importance of ecosystems. No army can do this alone. Events like Arctic Strike or like this provide that our strength lies on our network. Our NATO allies, our partners in Ukraine and the world-class Finnish defense industry, we are building a sovereign capability that is that is deeply integrated with our international friends. Of course, finally, the Arctic advantage. While many nations develop drones for temperature climates, Finland is mastering the extreme. By solving the challenges of sub-zero temperatures and the polar night, we are now not only securing our own borders, but also providing unique expertise to our alliance. Technology changes the tools of war, but the fundamental principle remains. Victory is achieved by those who can see, decide, and act faster than the opponent. And of course, the human always remains on the loop. Thank you for the time, and I have used 11 minutes, and if you have any questions, you can ask from me.